Atn Global News. First, the headlines. Police fire mobs attack on INEC office. Police bans Islamic movement protests in FCT. Court issues warrant against Kuje prison medical doctor. Tinubu Labour agrees to meet Thursday for consensus. Trump wins as Republican candidate gets BP. Falconet focuses on Australia, Mexico friendlies. Afrobeat Burna Boy receives plague in UK.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
you human traffickers.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
I hope nobody carry belly.
Why you ask, oh?
Because this road where they see, so it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just vote for government, but we not get good governance.
At all.
Road so no day. Light to usa. The infrastructure it can't turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
Now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, please don't call.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello?
Now my body network there.
I can't hear you. Network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello, I can't hear you. We call you back.
That behavior not good now.
Madam, now this kind behavior they kill our country. You suppose do things differently, make Nigeria for better.
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fadayi Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with broadcast support from Atlantic Television Network.
Corruption not in my country.
I don't get a lot. Boy, they won't buga me small. They say, man, give.
And now the rest of our stories. Analyst says the lingering political tension is capable of disrupting administrative processes in Rivers State. Speaking on Atlantic television program Open Conversation, a security expert, Lekon Ojo, spoke further.
The basic thing here is this. If this allocation, if these expenditures and other things, the spending, let me put it that way, if these people halted it and the governor will not be able to do anything again, and that is a situation will come that possibly River State government will be blackout. There won't be money to buy diesel. The salaries of civil servants will not be paid. No contractor will be paid, and a lot of things is going to be.
Meanwhile, Lekon Ojo has advised the judiciary to be sensitive in the justice delivery rules system.
That is where I need to appeal to our judicial system in Nigeria. These cases are before them. I don't think this is a matter of urgent importance. This is a matter that could make or mar River State. And if River State is marred, definitely it will affect the economy of the country. So to me, I think expeditiously, I think the judiciary should wade in to make the final pronouncement on this so that it will stop all this.
This is coming after the River State House of Assembly recently suspended all expenditures of River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara until he represents his budget before the House, stressing that a 7-day ultimatum was served on him to represent his budget, which has expired. Operatives of Delta State Police Command has thwarted effort by some unidentified youths to destroy an area office of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Warri. This is coming after the young men in their numbers, armed with weapons and containers filled with substances suspected to be fuel, chanted war songs and made moves to force their way into the INEC premises, while its officials were out for delinization of electoral units and was in compliance with the Supreme Court judgment. However, worried by the development, a concerned passerby reportedly contacted the police, who responded swiftly and chased away the hoodlums. When contacted, the police public relations officer for Delta State Command, SP Bright Idafe, confirmed the incident, saying the timely arrival of the operatives foiled a planned attack on the INEC office. Analysts has found at the risk taken by citizens to scoop petroleum products from falling tankers. Speaking on Atlantic television program Blowout, a socio-political analyst, John Idungbange, expressed his view on the development.
Petrol or any other fuel in Nigeria is of high demand. The price is very high. PMS is sells for 750 per liter, and I think diesel is even selling for a higher price. And when an event like that occurs, when an incident like that occurs, what will strike the mind of the onlooker is how much of this thing can I get to sell to make what? Money. Now, that mentality has continued over and over. This idea of filling petrol tankers, falling and people dying is not. It dates back to the 80s.
In the same vein, Idumange also cautioned tanker drivers to desist from overspeeding.
If you are passing by East-West Road, for instance, when you see these loaded tankers, the velocity with which they move, it's as if it's an SUV, Some of them even want to overtake. So it calls to question the integrity of the drivers. Before now, I think so. There was an event where we said they should check the driver.
This is coming after diesel tanker fell at a portion of the Atn Bridge in Warri, Delta State, spilling its contents, leading to heavy traffic on roads, while some persons risked their lives scooping diesel. In Akwa Ibom State, the governor, Umo Eno, says the Supreme Court judgment, which granted financial autonomy to local governments in the country, would not affect his administration in any way. The governor will disclose this while fielding questions with Government House press calls at Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, upon his return to the state from an official assignment, said he has not interfered with funds allocated to the 31 local governments since he assumed office. Described the Supreme Court verdict as a welcome development and a relief to state governments. He expressed concerns about the effective implementation of financial autonomy by the leaders at the third tier of government and expressed worry over how local governments under the new arrangement would handle responsibilities such as the prompt payment of salaries and other emoluments of workers under their employ. Analysts advise judicial workers in Anambra State to desist from sabotaging the judicial system with strikes and industrial actions. Speaking on Atlantic television program Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Samuel David, identified various negative effects of the strike on the society.
Now there are those who are supposed to have been processed in the judicial system who will now, they just stand still. There will be no movement, so to speak. And that's going to affect individuals, it's going to affect families, it's going to affect a lot of things that would otherwise have been taken care of. One or two persons might even lose their lives in the process of waiting. Okay. And you never really know when they say it's indefinite. You never really know when they are going to say, okay, we are back.
In view of social interest and the citizenry, David spoke for.
The bottom line is the management of the society, the way leadership handles our issues. It will be it might sound it will be emotional to tell the court workers to go back now, go back because of what's going to happen. But what about themselves? Every person who works in that system has a family. He has a life plan. There's something he or she wants to do. So I think that the government should quickly come back, call them to discussion, and resolve the matter. They have said indefinite, but that's because the government is silent.
This is coming as the Judicial Sub-Union of Nigeria, Anambra State chapter, on Monday commenced an indefinite strike over the refusal by the state government to pay the consolidated judicial salary structure, adding that there were no magistrates, judges, or staff seen around the court premises except for security personnel on duty. In Osun State, the governor, Ademola Adeleke, and the leadership of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission signed a memorandum of understanding to partner towards implementing necessary measures to prevent corrupt practices in projects. Implementation speaking at the briefing MOU signing event at the Osun State Government House, Oshobo. The ICPC chairman, Dr. Musa Ali Yusan, said besides preventing corruption, the partnership also included the adoption of a more effective strategy in the fight against graft, adding that the collaboration embodies the collective resolve to combat corruption and foster a culture of integrity and accountability in Osun State. He also said the development also aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agenda for improved governance and effective service delivery, stressing that success in combating corruption is not merely for the present generation, but also for the future of their beloved nation. He said by working together, the government can create a society where integrity, transparency, and accountability will exist as norms. The ICPC chairman called for the cooperation of Nigerians for the mission to achieve its goal of stopping corrupt practices in the country, while in his remarks, Governor Adeleke said his sole ambition for seeking public office was selfless service. In Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun says shop owners at the Oba Lepide International Market, Kuto, Abeokuta, who lost valuables during Saturday night's inferno, would be supported by the state government. Governor Abiodun gave the assurance when he toured the market to ascertain the level of destruction caused by the fire incident, said an enumeration will be carried out to determine the losses incurred by the shop owners at the market to immediately provide succor to those affected and ensure that they can quickly get back on their feet. He commended the State Fire Service for their timely intervention, which prevented the fire from extending to other parts of the market, adding that the government would study the report on why the fire started and look at how best to prevent future occurrences. He has also directed the Bureau of Electrical Services to provide better illumination and lighting for the market, which was built over 40 years ago. In FCT, police commanders banned the Islamic Movement of Nigeria from staging any protests in the nation's capital. The command spokesperson, Josephine Ade, in a statement raised the alarm that the prescribed organization, also known as Shite, had concluded plans to embark on a procession to mark the 2024 Islamic calendar day of Ashura. She said antecedents showed that such activities carried out by the Islamic group often resulted in significant disturbance in the Nigerian Capital Territory, leading to anarchy and disorder, stressing that the command will not hesitate to use every legal means necessary to halt or incapacitate anyone that dares to violate the ban by the police. The command also said it is committed to law and order and will take all necessary measures to prevent any activities that threaten the safety and well-being of the populace. The Commissioner of Police, FCT CP Bennett C. Igwe, reaffirms the command's unwavering commitment to protecting the rights of all citizens while ensuring public safety. In Kaduna, Zonal Command of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has secured the conviction and sentencing of 4 internet fraudsters before Justice Hawu Bello of the Federal High Court. The convicts that span Eric Dosmak, David Awutanko, Emmanuel Caesar Yakubu, and Toby Shegu Kazim were prosecuted and sentenced to various terms of imprisonment, and they were prosecuted by the Commission on separate counts bordering on impersonation, cheating, and money laundering. All the convicts pleaded guilty to the charge against them, following which prosecution counsel M.E. Aimoye, M. Erumoni, K. Ogunlade, and M.U. Gadaka urged the court to convict and sentence them accordingly. Justice Bello convicted and sentenced Tanko to 2 years imprisonment or to pay a fine of 700,000 naira, while Kazim and Yakubu bags 4 years imprisonment each to pay a fine of 900,000 naira, respectively, while Daspan was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment or to pay a fine of 500,000 naira. In addition, the convicts forfeited their phones, being the tools of their crimes, to the federal government. Chief Magistrate Court sitting in Makurdi has remanded 98 persons to the Correctional Center over the violent protests that rocked Ukum local government area of Benue State 2 weeks ago. Though 99 suspects were arraigned in court, one of the suspects, a nursing mother, was granted bail, and the accused persons were charged with criminal conspiracy, mischief by fire, culpable homicide, as well as mischief, theft, armed robbery, and acts of terrorism. Counsel to the defendants, Tafshima Kusa, and others did not oppose the application for extension of time to complete investigation. A counsel, Tavashima, who made an oral application to grant bail to one Vivian Jacob, a nursing mother, and while ruling on the oral application, the Chief Magistrate Kelvin Mbanugong said Vivian is to be granted bail in the sum of 500,000 naira by a shorty who would be a civil servant with 2 passports. The case was adjourned to August 21st, 2024 for further mention. In Taraba State, Governor Abu Kefas has approved the appointment of additional 573 political aides. A statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Gibbon Timothy Katab, said, with the exception of the commissioners, the state now has a total of 707 special aides. This is coming after he had earlier appointed 134 persons who have not been assigned with responsibilities. And the new appointees are as well expected to serve as special assistants, senior special assistants, special advisors, community special advisors, amongst others. Though the appointment was said to have been in continuation of the governor's efforts to enhance governance and service delivery to the people of the state, some concerned residents have continued to frown at the development. Describing the governor's action as uncalled for, a party chieftain who spoke with our reporter said the appointment was not going to attract any form of development to the state. Bauchi State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed has sworn in 6 new judges for the State High Court and 15 others for the Sharia Court, charging them to uphold justice and fairness in the discharge of their duties. The governor called on them to align with his administration's goal for good governance and due process, and also said the appointment of the judges was a testament to their hard work and dedication to the legal profession. The governor urged the new judges to work towards the discongestion of the correctional facilities in the state, which are currently overcrowded, posing a significant challenge to the administration of justice, and also prioritize cases involving inmates who have been awaiting trial for extended periods, and to ensure that justice is served without delay. The Chief Judge of Bauchi State, Justice Rabi Umar, appreciated the governor for the confidence reposed in the new judges and assured him that they would work tirelessly to uphold the principles of justice and fairness to ensure that the judiciary in Bauchi State remains a beacon of hope for the people. He also said the judiciary is committed to the decongestion of the correctional facilities through speedy trial of cases to ensure that justice is served without delay. Over in Kano State, High Court presided over by Justice Amina Aliyu perpetually restrained Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero from parading himself as the Emir of Kano. The court also barred the deposed Emir of Bichi, Rano, Gaya, and Karaye from parading themselves as emirs. The judge ruled in a suit filed against the 5 deposed emirs by the Kano State government. The suit followed the repeal of the Kano Emirate Law 2019 on May 23, 2024 by the Kano State House of Assembly, abolishing the 5 emirates created from the old Kano Emirate by ex-governor Umar Ganduje. On May 24, 2024, Governor Abba Yusuf signed the Kano Emirate Law 2024 and reinstated the 14th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, as the 16th Emir, and dissatisfied with the order reposed him as Emir. Bayero approached the Federal High Court, Kano, and obtained an ex parte order restraining the governor and the police from sacking him as the Emir, pending the determination of his human rights application. With the granting of the ex parte, Bayero remained at the Nasarawa Mini Palace, while Sanusi occupied the Gedan Rafam Palace in Kano State. Still in Kano, the House of Assembly has passed the Kano State Emirate Council Establishment Bill 2024 after the bill scaled the 3rd reading. The bill was sponsored by a lawmaker representing Rimin Gado Tafwa State constituency, Mohammed Bello Bututu. The bill seeks to establish Kano as a first-class emirate, while Rano, Gaya, and Karaye would remain second-class emirates. According to the bill, emirs of the 3 second-class emirates will be answerable to the Emir of Kano and shall have powers to advise him on any matter relating to the maintenance of public order, boundary disputes, or dispute between 2 or more people within their areas of jurisdiction. Still in Kano State, the government has filed fresh charge against former governor of the state, Abdullahi Ganduje. Musa Lawan of criminal conspiracy and misappropriation contrary to Section 308 and punishable under Section 309 of the Penal Code as amended, CAP 105 Volume 2, the laws of Kano State of Nigeria. The offense, the state government said, is contrary punishable under Section 97 and Section 315 and accused Ganduje and Lawan of abuse of office. In the charge sheets, the state government said it intends to present 4 witnesses and no date has been fixed for the arraignment. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break.
Corruption not in my country.
Driver, why you just dey jack us up and down like this now?
I hope nobody carry belle.
Why you ask oh?
Because this road where they see so, it no guarantee safe delivery.
We just dey vote for government, but we not get good governance.
At all.
Road so e no dey, light o usa, the infrastructure nko e come turn to be forbidden fruit for the city.
Corruption, spoil everything. Hello?
Hello, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mrs. Ayeni. I am calling from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs.
Okay. Okay, I've been expecting your call.
Madam, remove this your phone from loudspeaker.
No vex, now my phone be like that. Hello?
Are you there?
I hear, I'm hearing you.
Yes. We saw a copy of your invoice for computers, printers, and laptops.
Yes. Are you working on them now?
Ma, the prices you quoted are way too high now.
Madam, sorry, please don't cost.
We found the laptop you said is 1.8 million naira for 600,000 naira.
Hello?
Now my body network there.
I can't hear you. Network is bad.
Madam, we can hear you. Continue.
Hello, I can't hear you. I will call you back.
That behavior not good now.
Madam, now this kind behavior they kill our country. You suppose do things differently, make Nigeria for better.
Corruption not in my country.
This message is brought to you by the Akin Fade Foundation, the MacArthur Foundation,
and with
Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu is seeking Senate approval and confirmation of Jobson Ewalefon as Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission. In a letter of nomination presented to the Senate and read by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, appealed to the upper chamber to give the request an expeditious action. Akpabio has forwarded the appeal to the Senate Committee on Trade and Investment for further legislative work and to report back to plenary in the next 1 week.
Is to inform the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria of the demise of Honorable Ekene Abubakar Adams, member representing Chukun Kajuru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State in the House of Representatives. The sudden demise of Honorable Adams occurred at the early hours of today, 16th day of July 2024, after a prolonged illness. Those who are in support of the two motions that one, we suspend all proceedings of the day in line with our tradition, and secondly, we adjourn the Senate till tomorrow, the Wednesday, the 17th day of July 2024. Say aye. Aye. Those again say nay. The ayes have it.
In a related development, the Senate also mandated all its ad hoc committees to submit the reports before the 18th of July. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, while reading the letter signed by the Senate Leader Senator Opeyemi Bamidele said the aim for the Senate to adopt the reports before its annual recess. He also cautioned committee chairman to do so to avoid the Senate's invocation of Order 100 and Subsection 1 of the Standing Order 2023 as amended. Senators adjourned plenary after the tragic announcement of the death of Honorable Ekene Adams, member House of Representatives. The Red Chamber adjourned plenary until Wednesday in honor of the late lawmaker who died early on Tuesday, July 16th at the age of 39. Adams, representing Chiku and Kajuru Federal Constituency at Kaduna State in the House of Representatives before he died. Rotimi Adewuyi reports that President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, after adoption of the motion for adjournment, said the adjournment was in line with the tradition of the National Assembly to pay last respect to colleagues who passed on.
Confirmation of the appointment of Director General, Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, in accordance with the provisions of Part 4, subsections 221, 1A of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, ICRC, the Act of 2005. I am pleased to present for confirmation by the Senate the appointment of Jobson Ewalefo as Director General of ICRC. While it is my hope that the Senate will consider and confirm the nominee in its usual expeditious manner, please accept the distinguished Senate President and distinguished Senators the assurances of my highest consideration and personal regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Tinubu, GCFR. This is to formally notify all the chairmen of all the existing ad hoc committees set up by this session of the 10th Assembly to, as a matter of urgency, submit their reports on the terms of reference given to them the latest Thursday, 18th of July, 2024. This is with a view to adopting them before the annual recess. By this announcement, you are hereby urged to fast-track all legislative actions on the mandate of your ad hoc committees, as failure to comply with the intent of this announcement will lead to invocation of Order 100, Subsection 1 of the Senate Standing Orders 2023 as amended.
In Abuja, Federal High Court on Tuesday issued a bench warrant for the arrest of Dr. Abraham Ehizoje, the medical director at the health facility of Kuje Correctional Center. The warrant was issued over alleged refusal to produce a medical report of Tigran Gambayan, the detained executive of Binance Holdings Limited. Justice Wite had on July 5th ordered the management of the Nigerian Correctional Service to release the medical certificate of Gambayan on or before July 16th, and the judge gave the order following an application by Modi, who prayed the court to summon Ehidoje to explain why he had allegedly refused to make available his client's medical report despite the earlier court order. The EFCC counsel, Ekene Ihanacho, told the judge that he thought that the medical officer would be in court, while Modi prayed the court to issue a bench warrant against the medical officer of the correctional center to ensure that he is produced in court on the next adjourned date. The lawyer also asked the court to make an order for his client to be given hospital remand immediately so that thorough medical examination could be carried out on him to know his true state of health, and also ordered that Gambayan be taken to the Nizamiye Hospital for medical care for 24 hours at any time of his choice, but under full security surveillance. And the judge adjourned the matter until October 11th and October 18th for continual trial. Operatives of the Nigerian police force have arrested a crypto billionaire, Linus Williams, popularly known as B-Lord. Williams was arrested in Abuja on Tuesday following allegations of cryptocurrency fraud, terrorism, funding, and aiding internet fraud, among others, against his companies. Forces spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi said he was arrested due to complaints against his company and promised that the police would thoroughly investigate the matter. He denied the petition that led to Bilo's arrest that was following a petition from Martins Osei, popularly known as Very Dark Man. Transition committees set up by the Nigerian Labour Congress to oversee the National and State Congress of the Labour Party has described plans by the embattled national chairman of the party, Julius Abure, to hold a separate convention as disobedience to a court order. The Transition Committee warned members of the party not to participate in the planned Congress by Abure. The chairman, Subcommittee on Media and Publicity, Tony Akeni, in a statement said NLC has been pushing to remove Abure as the LP national chairman, declaring a convention that returned him as a party's chairman as illegal, adding that the action had compelled the NLC Political Commission to void the new leadership and set up a transition committee saddled with the task of engaging stakeholders of the party to conduct a fresh convention in 90 days. The Transition Committee Chairman, Comrade Abdul Wahid Omar, who disclosed development following the resolution of the stakeholders meeting on May 8th, unveiled plans for the party's national convention. Reacting to the call for a fresh Congress by the Abure's faction, Akeni said the call was illegal and in violation of the constitutional regulations of political parties in Nigeria. Federal government says it has no plans to hand over public universities to private investors. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, who disclosed these at the second quarterly engagement of the ministry with heads of units and chief executive officers of parastatals and agencies under the ministry, said the Academic Staff Union of Universities had accused the federal government of plans to hand over federal universities to investors through public-private partnership, adding that the policy of the government allowed for transitional education. According to him, transnational education is a policy on what the current administration is doing to open up tertiary education by taking people from the rest of the world to invest in the tertiary system. The minister stressed the need to allow those who operate universities at the international level to come into the country and set up institutions either for themselves or in collaboration with the nation's local universities. National Examination Council has released the 2024 Common Entrance Examination results for Unity schools, and 13 candidates scored 01. The Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sanunu, also disclosed this during a press briefing on the outcome of the examination. Said total of 71,291 candidates participated in the 2024 National Examination Entrance Examination. National Common Entrance Examination, NCEE, conducted in 599 centers on Saturday, June 1st, 2024. NECO has released data showing that Lagos State came tops with the highest number of candidates with 17,571, while FCT came second with 10,209 candidates, and Adamawa State trailed in third position with 4,972 candidates respectively. According to Sununu, a total of 4,360 candidates were absent, while 66,931 were present, adding that one candidate got a higher score of 203 out of the obtainable score of 210. He also said the admission process will be based on 60% merit as usual. Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Professor Charles Anosike, has urged staff to foster a workplace culture centered on ethical conduct. Speaking at the launch of NIMET's Anti-Corruption and Bribery Policy and Code of Ethics in Abuja, Anosike spoke on the importance of ethics, integrity, accountability as fundamental to organizational success, adding that upholding the values will build trust with clients and stakeholders, while a view to enabling NIMET to fulfill its mandate of contributing to national socio-economic development and safety of lives and property. Welcoming guests from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Anosike highlighted their collaboration in the fight against corruption, while underscoring NIMET's commitment to institutionalizing ethnic standards in the public service. Presenting the NIMET Code of Ethics and Anti-Corruption and Bribery Policy, Anosike said the documents demonstrates the unwavering dedication to ethical behavior and combating corruption and resolve to foster a culture where corruption is unacceptable. The chairman of ICPC, Dr. Musa Aliyu San, represented by Charles Wosu, commended NIMET for his initiative with the commitment shown by NIMET in launching the documents. Business news. President Bola Tinubu will meet with labor leaders on Thursday to reach a consensus on a new minimum wage, just as the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria demanded a new revenue formula in favor of the 774 local government areas in the country. The Ministry of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who disclosed this after the 15th Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja, said Tinubu will hold a follow-up meeting with the labor leaders in continuation of his consultation with the stakeholders, adding that an amendment bill to the budget will thereafter be transmitted to the National Assembly after a consensus had been reached on a new minimum wage. This is coming after last Thursday, the president and labor leaders held a meeting, but no conclusive figure on a new minimum wage was reached, and the session was adjourned until Thursday, while the tripartite committee on the new national minimum wage had submitted two separate figures to the president, following a disagreement among the stakeholders. While the government team and the organized private sector proposed 62,000, organized labor demanded 250,000. And on receiving the committee's report, the president asked for more time to have a dialogue with the relevant stakeholders to harmonize the figures before transmitting an executive bill to the National Assembly. Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, says the Port Harcourt refinery will commence operations in August 2024. Kyari, who disclosed this during an interactive session of joint committees of the National Assembly on Finance, said Kaduna and Warri refineries will be finalized by the end of December this year, adding that with the Dangote refinery and other modular refineries, Nigeria will be a net exporter of petroleum products by December 2024. This is coming after several missed deadlines of the optimal operation of Port Harcourt refinery after the NNPCL had earlier declared March and July 2024 dates for the commencement of the refinery after its mechanical completion in December last year. Federal government says it would boost its cocoa production to 500,000 metric tons by 2025 from the 340,000 recorded in 2022. Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Nura Rimi, stated these at the pre-National Trade Dialogue Series meeting in Abuja. The Permanent Secretary was represented by the Ministry Director of Commodities and Exports, Kwara Imiya, and while highlighting the importance of cocoa in the nation's economy development, said that Nigeria was the world's 6th largest cocoa producer. According to him, strategic partnerships with international organizations such as the International Cocoa Organization and the African Cocoa Fund, amongst others, have been pivotal in the progress, adding that Nigeria's investment landscape has improved significantly, attracting over $2 billion in foreign direct investment in 2023. He also said sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, and energy have benefited from this influx and commended government's initiatives to create an enabling environment for businesses and listed some of the initiatives to include the establishment of free trade zones, simplification of business registration processes, and provision of incentives for investors. You are still watching the news in Atlantic Television Network. Up next, international tidbits. Pope Francis has appointed Archbishop Michael Francis Crotty as the apostolic nuncio to Nigeria. A statement by His Grace Lucius Iwujuru Ugoji. Archbishop of Owerri, who also serves as the president of the Catholic Bishop Conference in Nigeria, was posted on the Catholic Broadcast Commission Nigeria website. Ugoji stated that Kroti is the first apostolic nuncio from Ireland to Nigeria to build on the good works of his predecessor, Archbishop Antonio Filipazzi. His appointment is a testament to the strong spiritual bond between our countries, adding that many Irish missionaries played a significant role in spreading the faith in Nigeria and appreciated Kurti's acceptance of serving in Nigeria and assured him of the church's full support and cooperation. Over 5 people have been killed when militiamen ambushed a convoy in central Somalia and seized heavy weapons. The convoy was traveling on Monday with a security escort near the town of Mbudwag when militiamen from a local clan attacked and overpowered security forces and took the arms, which include machine guns, anti-craft weapons, and rocket-propelled grenades, which originated in neighboring Ethiopia. Rashid Abdi, an analyst with the Sahan research think tank, called the incident the single most serious incident of arms proliferation in central Somalia, and said some of the weapons would likely be bought by Al-Shabaab and Al-Qaeda affiliates. Writing on X, Abdi said it was a clear case of why lifting of an arms embargo on Somalia was a big strategic mistake, stressing that the last restrictions under an arms embargo that had been in place for more than 30 years were fully lifted by the UN Security Council in December, while the Somalian government said that the move would allow it to confront security threats and build up its national forces. The country has been confronting an insurgency by Al-Shabaab for nearly 2 decades, while African Union peacemakers are drawing down their presence to hand over great responsibility to Somalia forces. But the AU and Mogadishu governments have warned of a possible security vacuum if that happens too quickly. Shooting at a mosque in Oman, a country in West Asia, has killed 4 people and wounded 30 others. Eyewitnesses described it as a rare act of violence in a country of less than 5 million people, and the attack took place in Wadi al-Kabir during a religious event for Shia Muslims. The foreign ministry in Islamabad, capital of Pakistan, which identified the disease as Pakistanis, said Omani authorities killed the gunmen. Reacting also, Omani police said the authorities are continuing to gather evidence and conduct investigations to uncover the circumstances surrounding the incident. A state of emergency was declared in the area by the authorities, who were yet to identify any motive for the attack. While Pakistan's ambassador to Oman, Imran Ali, visited hospitals and met with the wounded, while the U.S. embassy in the Oman capital, Muscat, issued a security alert, stating that U.S. citizens should remain vigilant, monitor local news, and heed direction of local authorities. Donald Trump received a hero's welcome when he entered the Republican National Convention arena with a bandaged right ear in his first public appearance since being wounded in a weekend assassination attempt. This is coming hours after winning the formal nomination to be the Republican presidential candidate and announcing right-wing Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate. Trump marched into Milwaukee Fiserv Forum flanked by aides and waved at supporters on the opening day of what is expected to be a triumphant gathering. Trump, who is due to give a formal acceptance speech on Thursday, took his seat to the sound of country singer Lee Greenwood's patriotic hit, God Bless the USA, without delivering any remarks, but appeared markedly moved by the rapt ovation he received from a packed venue. It was the second huge moment of the day for the Republican crowd, which erupted into cheers earlier as Trump announced Vance, just 39, as his vice presidential pick, rewarding a one-time harsh critic who has become one of his most uncompromising supporters. While Trump, 78, is increasingly confident of a shock return to the White House, and despite multiple legal problems and 2 impeachments, including his first term, President Joe Biden is reeling from weak polls and Democratic concerns over his health. Donald Trump selected the 39-year-old U.S. Senator James Vance to serve as his vice presidential running mate, as the Republican Party officially nominated the former president as its 2024 presidential nominee at the State of the Party's National Convention in Milwaukee. The 4-day convention opened in downtown Milwaukee's Fiserv Forum 2 days after Trump survived an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, and hours after he secured a major legal victory when a federal judge dismissed one of Trump's criminal prosecutions. Trump is due to formally accept the party's nomination in a primetime address and will challenge Democratic President Joe Biden in the November 5th election, and continues to falsely claim that his 2020 loss to Biden was the result of widespread fraud and has not committed to accepting the result of the election were he to lose. In the wake of the assassination attempt, Trump said he was reversing his acceptance speech to emphasize national unity rather than highlighting his differences with Biden, adding that following the judge's decision dismissing the documents case, his other astounding prosecution should also be thrown out. Russian antivirus giant Kaspersky Labs says it is leaving the U.S. after the Biden administration banned sales and distribution of the firm's software. Kaspersky said it had made the sad and difficult decision to leave as business opportunities in the country are no longer viable. It comes after Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said last month that Moscow's influence over the company's posed a significant risk to U.S. infrastructure and services. Kaspersky, which had been operating in the U.S. for 2 decades, has denied the allegation, and the declaration came after sales and disruption of Kaspersky products were banned in the U.S. Raimondo said the U.S. was compelled to take action due to Russia's capacity and intent to collect and weaponize the personal information of Americans, and Kaspersky was no longer able to, among other activities, sell its software within the United States or provide updates to software already in use. The ruling used broad powers created by the Trump administration to ban or restrict transactions between U.S. firms and technology companies from foreign adversary nations like Russia and China, and barred downloads of software updates, resales and licenses of the product from 29 September, while new businesses was to be restricted within 30 days of the announcement. 4 soldiers have been killed in a gunfight with suspected militants in Indian-administered Jammu and Kashmir. The incident occurred when security forces were carrying out a search operation in the forests of Doda district in Jammu. Eyewitnesses said the gunfight began when militants allegedly hiding in the forest opened fire, stressing that Kashmir had been an armed insurgency against Indian rule since 1988, which has claimed thousands of lives, but violence has reduced in recent years. However, the relatively peaceful Jammu region has seen increasing violence in recent months, and about 8 attacks have been reported in the region since June. While in the latest incident, security forces said they had launched a massive search operation in various parts of Jammu's Doda district based on intelligence input. 5 soldiers were critically injured in an exchange of fire with militants. The army posted on X 4 of them succumbed to injuries later, and the Himalayan region of Kashmir has been a flashpoint between India and Pakistan for decades. Delhi accuses Islamabad of harboring militants and disrupting peace in the region. Here now is ATN Sports News. Former Flying Eagles head coach Ladan Boso has accepted an offer to manage Nigerian Premier Football League outfits Bayelsa United. The 56-year-old will be returning to Bayelsa United for his second stint after managing the club between 2012 and 2014, and is already in Yenagoa to finalize details of his contract and turn to the experienced tactician following their poor showing in the MPFL last season. The Restoration Boys managed to escape relegation, finishing the season in 15th position, and Boso has managed a number of clubs in the MPFL, including Kano Pillars, Wiki Tourists, Abia Warriors, and El Kanami Warriors. Nigeria's Falconets will face Australia and Mexico in friendly matches ahead of the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. The Falconers started preparation for the competition in Abuja 2 weeks ago and are expected to travel to Colombia next month for the final part of their preparation. While the two friendlies will be played in Colombia, and over 32 players are currently vying for a place in the team. The Falconers are drawn with three-time champions Germany, Venezuela, and Korea in the first round of the tournament. Former Bayern Munich and Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel is keen to take over England after Gareth Southgate decided to step down as coach of the Three Lions. This is coming after Southgate had resigned as manager of the England national football team and made the decision after failing to win Euro 2024 with England after losing 2-1 to Spain in the final. England national football team and made a decision after failing to win Euro 2024 with England after losing 2-1 to Spain in the final on Sunday, while Southgate's contract was due to expire in December. However, Tuchel is keen to speak with the English FA, having indicated he was open to replacing Southgate following the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar and has won trophies in England, France and Germany in his managerial career so far. He famously lifted the UEFA Champions League with Chelsea in 2021, and Southgate's contract was due to expire in December. Next is entertainment news. Nigerian Afrobeat star Diminu Ogulu, popularly known as Burna Boy, has become the first African artist to hit the 2 billion streams mark in the United Kingdom. The singer was presented with the Brit Plague at a sold-out show at Coco Camden in London in recognition of the feat. This is coming barely a few weeks after he was presented with a Brit 1 billion streams plague at a sold-out show at the London Stadium last month. Receiving his Brit 2 billion streams plague, Burna Boy revealed that he fought for it. Nigerian singer Inetimi Alfred Timaya Odon, simply known as Timaya, has criticized sellers of fake alcoholic products. The irate singer, who appeared to have been scammed by a fake alcoholic drink seller, vowed that it won't be well with sellers of fake alcoholic products. Taken to his ex-handle, Timaya fumed, "Will never be well with people that sell fake alcohol. Amen." This is coming after singer BNXN, aka Buju, last December called out a launch for selling him adulterated and fake alcoholic beverages at the same price as the authentic ones, and stressed the importance of respecting customers' health and money. BNXN, who didn't disclose the name of the launch, warned that if it happened again, he would take the microphone from the club-type man to expose them. Veteran Nigerian music star Charles Oputa, known by his stage name Charlie Boy, has expressed readiness to join Nigerian youths in staging a nationwide protest against the prevailing hardship in the country. Charlie Boy said he believes that the Nigerian youths possess the ability to retrieve their country from the wrong hand, adding that Nigerian youths who are angered by the untoward hardship bedeviling them have vowed to embark on protests nationwide beginning from August 1st to August 10th. Many socio-political activists have been advocating for revolution in the country, saying some policies of the government that bettered the current economic situation must be reversed. Protest has also been trending on X social media platform, with many users expressing divergent views on the matter. Former American footballer Alexi Lalas has criticized the organizers of the 2024 Copa American final over Shakira's music concert. The veteran artist was billed to stimulate fans and get them ready for the second half of the final game between Argentina and Colombia at the Hard Rock Stadium in Florida. Lala said the music star was let down during the performance, pointing out that the Colombian singer was not provided with the necessary support to make a performance a success. Speaking on Alexi Lala's State of the Union podcast, the former football star said she seems to be a big singer, a big star. And that's the global news for tonight.